As time passes by, the world is dynamically evolving. This evolution comes up with the digital era, an age where technology becomes an essential part of people's lives.
Truth shall be uncovered. Secrets are about to be revealed. And now, let's begin.
The 1930s marked the beginning of calculating machines, which were considered the first programmable computers. Conrad Zuse created what became known as the first programmable computer, the Z1, in 1936 in his parents' living room in Berlin. He assembled metal plates, pins, and old film, creating a machine that could easily add and subtract. Although his early models were destroyed in World War II, Zuse is credited with creating the first digital computer. In the 1940s, computers took up entire rooms, like the ENIAC, which was once called a mathematical robot. John Mauchly created the ENIAC during World War II to help the Army with ballistics analytics. The machine could calculate thousands of problems each second. The large-scale ENIAC weighed 30 tons and needed a 1,500 square foot room to house the 40 cabinets, 6,000 switches, and 18,000 vacuum tubes that comprise the machine. Some call this invention the beginning of the computer age. In the 1950s, computers were strictly used for scientific and engineering research, like the JOHNiac, which was once described as a helpful assistant for mathematicians. The JOHNiac was completed in 1954 and was used by RAND researchers. The massive machine weighed just over 2 tons with over 5,000 vacuum tubes. This early computer operated for 13 years or 51,349 hours before being dismantled. In the 1960s, everything changed when the Programma 101 became the first desktop computer sold to the average consumer. Until 1965, computers were reserved for mathematicians and engineers in a lab setting. The Programma 101 changed everything, by offering the general public a desktop computer that anyone could use. The 65-pound machine was the size of a typewriter and had 37 keys and a printer built in. The Italian invention ushered in the idea of the personal computer that would last to this day. As personal computers became popular in the 1970s, the Xerox Alto helped pave the way for Steve Jobs' Apple. The Xerox Alto was created in the 70s as a personal computer that could print documents and send emails. What was most notable about the computer was its design, which included a mouse, keyboard, and screen. This state-of-the-art design would later influence Apple designs in the following decade. The Alto computers were also designed to be kid-friendly so that everyone, no matter the age, could operate a personal computer. In the 80s, Apple's Macintosh was described as a game-changer for the computer industry. When Steve Jobs introduced the first Macintosh computer in 1984, Consumer Reports called it a dazzling display of technical wizardry. Like the Xerox Alto, the Macintosh had a keyboard, a mouse, and a small 9-inch screen. The computer, which weighed in at 22 pounds and cost $2,495, was applauded for its interface of windows and icons. As the 90s marked a period of self-expression, Apple released the famous iMac G3, which was customizable. The iMac G3 was launched in 1998 after Steve Jobs returned to Apple in 1997. The computer quickly became known for its Fondy blue, clear casing. The 38-pound iMac included USB ports, a keyboard, and a mouse. It was meant to be portable and customizable. The company sold 800,000 computers in the first 5 months, saving Apple from extinction. The iMac is also notable because it was the first time Apple used the I to name its products, explaining it stood for Internet, Innovation, and Individuality. In the early 2000s, laptops became increasingly popular, especially after Apple launched its MacBook Air. In 2008, Steve Jobs slid the first MacBook Air from a manila envelope and shocked the audience at Apple's Macworld with how thin the laptop was. Measuring only 0.76 inch thick, the expertly designed laptop changed the industry forever. Apple got rid of the CD drive and only included a USB port and a headphone jack. At the time, the minimalistic device cost $1,799. Today, computers come in all shapes and sizes, including tablets. Today's most innovative computers are tablets, which are simple touchscreens without a keyboard or a mouse. Although tablet sales are on the decline, 33 million tablets were sold in 2018. In the 21st century, technology plays a huge role in all facets of life. We always turn to computers to access information, create and express ourselves, communicate and collaborate, and track the achievement of learning outcomes.
Speed. The processing power of computers is double, triple, or even higher than previous computers, which can have very unusual speed. Example, the FLOPS floating point operations per second of supercomputer will having more than exascale computing, because this will have 36 zeros that can perform 2 quintillion operation per second. Versatility. Capable of performing almost any task, provided the task can be reduced to a series of logical steps than the previous one. Example, a computing which will be able to solve new types of problems and reduce the probability space in a specific problem. Durability, having the highest ability to withstand wear, pressure, or damage. Example, a new laptop computer which is military grade because it can sustain a 100 meters impact drop and a heat resistant with maximum of 70 degrees Celsius. System, having advanced and matured to its usefulness. Example, photonic computers using photons to perform computations instead of electricity. Electrons can only travel so fast, whereas photons travel at the speed of light because, they literally are light. This means that it's possible theoretically to create a computer system capable of handling information at the speed of light. Cost. It have increased cost because of its increased performance, materials, etc. Example, the system which is faster than exascale system will have price tags in it at least $300 million that require more huge amounts of electricity to run. And just like with humans, running makes computers hot, so computing facilities consume even more energy and cold water to cool the computers down and keep them at optimum performance. Established in 1970, predicts that the number of discrete elements on integrated circuits would double every 2 years. Computers will soon have double the processing capability, thanks to more powerful processors and graphics cards. If Moore's law stays true, these figures will more than double. Physical appearance. Engineers, researchers, and designers made huge strides in giving computers a fresh look and feel. Future computers may be transparent. Their enormous size will reduce, but they will still be able to hold all of the data applications you require. In the future, computers that are currently bulky and difficult to handle will be lighter and easier to carry. Computers are transformed into a small rectangular. Storage capacity. Every day, society generates infinite amounts of data. Every year, the amount of digital storage available expands. Videos and papers or documents are stored on our computers. Computer storage capacity, which is commonly measured in gigabytes (GBs), would triple or have a tremendous rise in the amount of GBs that can be kept in the storage. This will allow us to store and access more documents, programs, videos, games, and other files on our computer. Battery. Today, just about every computer uses lithium-ion batteries. They are pretty good, but ultimately heavy and have long charging times for the amount of energy they can store. Because better batteries are required, new batteries will be developed. Batteries will improve, which will be a huge benefit to all computer users on a daily basis. Computer batteries could transform to a sustainable energy sources like solar power. Engineers may be able to develop a lithium-ion battery replacement that is less heavy and charges faster for the amount of energy it can restore. Batteries that are guaranteed to last a lifetime. Automation. We frequently hear from IT entrepreneurs that automation will pave the way for a prosperous future. Automation, in its most basic form, is a technology that allows machines to accomplish tasks with little or no human intervention. Futuristic computer will be far more automated than now. Simple tasks like typing on the computer and retrieving documents by going through each folder one by one would be considerably easier. You can simply say what file you're looking for or a task you want to perform, and in a matter of seconds or a snap, you'll have your file and completed your work. The computer will perform all of your tasks for you. Automation advancements and innovation can save you countless hours of work. Artificial intelligence. It is the ability of a computer to do tasks that are usually done by humans because they require human intelligence and discernment. Computers are used to process data, programs, papers, and other information. The future of each of us will change as artificial intelligence advances. In education, we may employ AI to assist us in learning and completing our schoolwork with precision. Artificial intelligence will make it much easier to compute in business. AI will mirror human intelligence, which will aid each of us in making decisions about everything we do. AI in the future will be far more advanced and accurate. Artificial intelligence will no longer be a simple application. We'll be expected to identify even life-threatening diseases, forecast the weather, and serve as a digital companion to humans.
Why the Future Doesn't Need Us is an article written by Bill Joy, then chief scientist at Sun Microsystems, in the April 2000 issue of Wired magazine. In the article, he argues that our maximum effective 21st century technologies, robotics, genetic engineering, and nanotech, are threatening to make people an endangered species. Robots will replace people for plenty jobs, simply as modern farming device changed people and horses at some point of the economic revolution. Factory flooring set up robots, which are an increasing number of pushed via way of means of device studying algorithms such that they could regulate to human beings operating along them.